Hi and welcome back to this part 4 of the Blitzkrieg German build. I've got to say this has been an epic sort of build project, and that not just for getting the figures and organising the force, doing the research, doing the writing up the campaign that we're going to play. I've really got it's gripped me at the moment. It's all I can sort of read about and sort of talk about with Mel and Jamie. I've really got excited for it. So what is today's video? Well, today's video is a couple of vehicles that we want to add into the extra support choices that the players will be able to choose from. You may remember from part 3 I showed you obviously the anti-tank gun, the little light 75mm infantry howitzer, and obviously the medium machine gun. Again, all add into that little bit of extra flavour to the force, which again I can play in chain of command or I can use for bolt action in case whichever the way the whim or whichever way the mates want to play. Personally, I'm a chain of command player, but there we are. So today, a couple of vehicles. These vehicles, one is a resin vehicle from Blitzkrieg Miniatures, and the other is a plastic Wargames kit. Again, two vehicles which are iconic, you know, and I don't think any German force should be without, or especially early war German force should be without them really. But some of my favourite vehicles in the whole of the German army, really. Panthers, Tigers, nice, yeah, they are nice, but it's the little stuff that makes it for me, and that's what makes it World War II for me. So without further ado, I'll spin the camera around. Before I do, question for you. As this is part 4 and this is at the moment for the campaign, this will be the whole force. You will see it all obviously broken down into the various videos we've done. Would you guys be interested in seeing an actual showcase, especially if you've just jumped in on this video and not seen any others? Would you guys want to see the whole showcase of the force, the German force that we've put together? If so, drop us a comment in below, and then we'll see where we can go from there. All right, so again, without me rambling on, I'll spin the camera around and we'll take a look. So first up, we have the Blitzkrieg Miniatures 156 scale SDKFZ 222 armoured car. One of my favourite armoured cars of the Second World War period. Again, a very iconic model which probably was served throughout most of the German German occupied areas. This model was painted up, you might remember I said in the previous video, using Vallejo's model colour German grey over a black undercoat. Very heavily sort of dry brushed and that over there, trying to leave a little bit of the black and that into the recesses and that to give you a bit of the shading, and then afterwards add a minute little bit of cream and that in there to give it that sort of blue grey look to it. Let's just spin them up and that, bear with sec, with his fingers, and that way it gives it that sort of, as I say, that sort of like little bit of luster as well with that, and that warmer look. And then once that's dry, put your washes on or anything like that you want to do in areas. We just done some over certain parts, put a washes and that on. We didn't sort of saturate the model, and then off the top of that again a little bit of white, and that is very finely dry brushed that into that mix. White into the Panzer Grey mix you've already done, not neat. And then say just very finely dry brushed over the top, just to give you that little bit of extra highlight on the high point where the light's going to be hitting it, just reflecting off and that. And any sort of damage marks you want to put on, or paint scrapes and bits and pieces that you want to put on afterwards. The transfers on there are by Wargames. Get them free on they're available on their website. The number, the actual number plates and that there, obviously the German crosses, and then obviously sort of using it's tire black here, Vallejo tire black, I can't remember what number it is now, on the wheels and everything for rubber, and then wash them down, etc. Again, so there we have it. That is the Blitzkrieg Miniatures 156 scale 222 armoured car. And finally, last of all, we have the Panzer 38T, one of my favourite tanks of the Second World War. I mean, the Germans wouldn't have been in the 39-40, they wouldn't have had the tank force, the Panzer force that they had, if they didn't have the Panzer 35 and 38Ts bolstering their Panzer divisions. These are iconic tanks. They're sort of riveted construction and that, you know, sort of very much interwar period and that, sort of like the design philosophy and that was going on at the time. brilliant tanks, and that very fast, very agile for the time period, and obviously with its 37mm gun, very powerful gun, again in the sort of time that they were meant to be built, but getting very obsolete as the sort of like start of the war progressed on in sort of late 1940-41. I'll just spin him up for you. Ooh, there we go. Excuse fingers. Yeah, really impressed with this one. The painting side of it is done exactly the same as all the other, the sort of Panzer Greys type stuff, with that sort of giving it that blue tint to it. That's what I wanted, was that, again, like I said before, I've read so much about different sort of variations in the Panzer Grey, and this one, I thought that what we would do is definitely add into that sort of like that bit of that cream, let's bring it out a little bit. Like I said before, same mix, all mixed up, and then just highlight right at the end. You see obviously the dust on the tracks and the wheels and everything. Just carry that over just a little bit, just a minute little amount over the top of the hole, and that sort of picked out a few of the rivets and that there, and a few of the bits and pieces where the dust is sort of flown back in that, sort of kicked up in that as they're travelling through sort of Belgium, France, etc. in the Low Countries. Nice model, say Wargames 156 scale plastic kit. Went together relatively easy. There's a few variations that you can build off this kit, but there definitely is a nice kit to put together. And again, very iconic vehicle. And I certainly will be looking to add in and probably another one at some point, just for that little bit of nostalgia. And also, I just like him. I really do, I just like him. And again, iconic with the 7th Panzer Division, the Ghost Division there. So there we have it, guys. That is the Panzer 38T by Wargames. And that sort of ends this series of videos of our build for this project that we're doing, this campaign that we're doing thus far. If you just jumped in on this video and this is the only one you've seen, I'll leave the link to the playlist at the end of the video. But if you haven't and you guys are interested, get us a comment in below if you want to see the whole showcase of the force of it all together, so you can see the theme of the army in one go. If you do, guys, leave a link in the description below, and Mel and I will do our endeavours to make sure we get a video out to you guys showing you all of that. And until next time, guys, please stay safe, and if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing and hit the notification button. And until next time, happy wargaming.